Well, hi guys, welcome to Bajerski Crystal Channel. How are you doing? Welcome. I had a pleasant surprise today from one of the work staff. Have you ever had a website, and sometimes on the website you can find out where people come to your website and take notice. I didn't know this so much, but apparently the number two, America's number one, so thank you Americans, thank you, you're beautiful people, love you all. Thanks for coming to my website. And number two, guess the flow of traffic of people coming to look at my website. Number two, guess who number two is? Czech Republic. Thank you guys, that's awesome. You know why they come from Czech Republic, right? Moldavite. These guys are watching. These girls and guys are watching. That's great news. Soon, you guys will be able to buy the power of Moldavite. And 16 years as a healer working every day with Moldavite, I have a lot of experience with clients and what they've been through, and watching them for the hour or for 2 hours, depending on how long I was working with them, with Moldavite, and I'm sharing that in a book. And not only am I sharing the experiences, which are pretty powerful, pretty out of this world, but I'm also sharing techniques of how to use Moldavite. Also sharing which crystals work with Moldavite for certain spiritual awakening, awareness, health issues, lots of different things. So it's a really beautiful combination. But it's also about Moldavite and my understanding of it as well. And I went on a journey right to Germany, where it landed. So sorry guys, but it landed in Germany. It didn't land in the Czech Republic, but it spewed out and landed at certain places, not only in the Czech Republic, but everywhere else, which was really also interesting. And yeah, so thanks guys, I want to say a big thank you. Now today's topic, believe it or not, is one, do you want to come a bit closer, is one which is very dear to me, extremely dear to me. And it's one where I really do feel I can help a little bit with this, because it's been part of my journey. It's been part of my life really. And that is when you become awake and aware, you get mocked and laughed at. And I've had about, I don't know, maybe 5, 6, 7 messages in the past 2 or 3 days saying, it's okay you saying this and you're happy, Mark, but I've just started my journey, and from being just a normal person who just got on with life to now I'm aware of all of these things that are going on around me, whether good or bad, happy, sad, spiritually, all the things that the system does. And when I talk to people, they get angry, or I'm on a high and I feel great spiritually speaking, but I'll walk past somebody and they'll be angry and look at me nasty, and what do I do with that? And it's a really interesting subject. I can talk all night about this. I could actually do a workshop with this, because it's so interesting, this subject. So the first thing I want to say is, if you are aware and awake now and you are on your spiritual path, good luck to you. Hey, good luck to you. You're a brave person. Cheers. Sometimes I wonder whether we should have stayed just like with our head in the sand. But I don't mean that, because it's got to a stage now, guys, that I struggle to actually sit with people because of the conversations that they're saying. It absolutely is a real struggle, because when you awaken, the conversations that you used to have, like I did, they're no longer relevant in your life. I don't want to hear about Kim Kardashian. I have no interest in that. I chucked my TV away 16 years ago. I don't want to hear about celebrity to get me out of here. I don't want to know whether you're buying your next Gucci handbag. I don't care what car you're buying. I don't care about the gossip about he said, she said. the trivial dribble that I used to talk. And everybody else probably did, because we didn't really truly understand what our journey is. So what back then was normal, now to me is like, are you kidding? And I have to stop myself and say, Mark, stop, because this is ridiculous. Because everybody, and I mean everybody, is on their own journey. And who says they're ever going to awaken to what we see? And don't bring in ego into this. I don't do it out of ego. Ego when I see somebody and want to walk away. I do it because it breaks my bloody heart. Because I just want to say, you know what? There's a big wide world there. There's a lot of stuff happening. There's a battle between light and darkness. And really, we need as many light workers as possible. And who am I to say that? Keep your nose out of their business. They might be happy with their life, Mark. So that's the first thing I want to say to you guys. None of your business what other people say, think, feel, do. None of my business. But you know what? You can choose to go to another table. Now, that's what I do. And I choose to maybe go outside and sit in the beautiful air and have a sandwich or a drink in the peacefulness. So I'm downloading the energy from around me. The universe is always giving me information, right? But how can I get that information if I'm busy listening to conversations that have no meaning? Now, that said, this morning I woke up and went to my local coffee bar, and I was sat with two Christians. They're all over the village here. There's a lot of group of, they're very beautiful people, but they're talking about God and obeying and worshipping God. I sat there, put my headphones on, and continued uploading nice messages to you guys on Facebook and saying, hope you're having a lovely day. And one thing or another didn't affect me at all, because that's their truth. So, second thing, if it bothers you, then why? Why does it bother you? So, the second thing you need to do is learn to not let things bother you. Okay? And like I said, the best thing that I ever got in my consciousness was, Mark, that was you 16 years ago. You were talking like that. So how dare you even say that? Because a lot of us, especially the health world, that all of a sudden they become a vegan, and now they're screaming at people who are eating meat, and they ate meat 5 years ago. Well, I say to them, how dare you? How would you like it if somebody had a go at you when you didn't know that? You wouldn't have liked that. So, number 2, always speak kindly, no matter even if you don't agree. So that is going to help your spiritual journey. Acceptance of everybody's path, no matter how happy or sad they are, or angry, or whatever they say, is key to your beautiful spiritual journey. It has to be, or else you're in conflict with everybody. Don't fight with people. Don't fight your corner because you now know something that's true to you. Because somebody's going to fight their corner who knows their truth, which is different from yours and may not be what they want at that moment. Not everybody wants to walk this path of spirituality. It's challenging. They just want to be in their bubble. So leave them alone. Live and let live. When somebody comes up to you and you're practicing being spiritual, which means you're practicing happiness, and they're angry with you, or they seem angry, one of the things that I recognized along this journey was that I was shining a light in front of them, and that light was like a mirror. So if I'm smiling and they're in a bad mood, they're even more angry because they're in a bad mood and you're happy. And what you're doing is showing them that they actually hate being angry. So they're even more angry with themselves now because you've just shown them they're angry because you're happy. That's actually a beautiful thing, because you're healing them in a way because you're showing them who they are. But the secret was you didn't say anything nasty to them. The secret was just being you and smiling and being happy. Now, if they make you feel bad because you are happy and they're angry and looking angry at you and you're feeling bad, then I ask you, are you practicing spirituality just to make other people happy? Wrong, wrong, wrong. You practice spirituality because you genuinely want to be happy. You want to genuinely help people, but first you want to help yourself. So I think you've got to be really aware why you're doing it. What are you doing it for? Me, I did it because back then my wife said, you're a better person today. Really? Yeah, you're a better person. You're more kinder, you're more... Wow. So off I went back down to meditate again with a group of crazy people that I thought were crazy. It ended up they weren't crazy at all. The crazy person was me, and they accepted me. Isn't that beautiful? So I have many people who come to the academy, and one of the most beautiful crystals, the combination of crystals that I used to give them while healing and they were feeling this pain and suffering, was two very important crystals. And that's why I'm making this video today. The two most important crystals that I found work really well for people who are really, really struggling with their spiritual path because of all the noise around them, all the noise in their head, their thoughts and feelings of why is the world like it is, because it can be very traumatic when you see what's going on in the world. So first of all, yes, you're right. You are attacked, but you're not attacked because of who you are, but because of the light you shine. That's what you've got to understand. So the only way you can heal yourself from that is by the words I've given you, and not only, there's many crystals, but this one really works well. And that is a crystal that absorbs other people's negativity, because unfortunately, when people get angry, that negativity can, if you allow it in, because that's the only way it comes in, if you allow it. So if you focus on it and think about it, then you take their energy and their negativity and their sadness. No, don't do it. But if you do, a good crystal to wear is a crystal that absorbs any negative energy. And that is tektite. Now, if you're walking a spiritual path and you want to accept and you want to grow and you want to feel and you want to clear those sadness moments so that you're enlightened again and you feel the flow of the spiritual world, if you believe that, or the universal flow, well, you know what I'm going to say, right? The crystal is Moldavite. The combination between the two work hand in hand. And that's why you'll always see me 99% of the time wearing this crystal. And there's a reason why I wear this crystal. Because from day to day, I often get people who show their true colours when they're upset, because I'm smiling most of the time, and when I'm out, certain people get very upset and angry, and this absorbs that anger. And when I want to find my higher self and want to feel and understand and want to get to a place where not only am I getting a constant download for new information to help heal the world and to make videos and the right topics, the right feelings, the right things to say, the right moments to help, I need Moldavite. My Moldavite gives me that opening to be able to channel the most purest and powerful messages and guides me to where I need to be and what I need to do. So this combination is extremely powerful for that. So you ask me and I'll give you my answer. And my truth is my truth because it's what I wear. So I know it works. Anybody who knows me knows Mark is a Moldavite and tektite guy because he's working in that energy of sharing, teaching, learning, growing and accepting and flowing. And that's basically it. This is the crystal I wear. If I am at a stage where I am in the presence of teaching or I'm on public display, which happens, I will wear this lower down. It will end up round about here where my belly button is, right there where this person is, just there. If I'm wanting to connect more and to have a more download about the work I'm doing, just say I'm writing or working with crystals and I want to feel that crystal and put energy into that crystal, it will come up further up. But normally sits here, where my boobies are here, it normally sits here. This is, for me, the perfect place when I want the balance of both. But if I'm really, really focused on wanting to work with my crystals and feel them more and do the work with it, it goes a little bit higher. And if I'm around people who are a little bit negative, it goes lower. So that's how I wear the Moldavite and tektite. On a final note, I want to say welcome to the world of spirituality. Welcome to the world of trueness, of your power. I would also like to suggest that it is a beautiful thing to learn from teachers, guides, gurus, wherever you get your information from. But on a final note, ultimately, I think the greatest teacher is your higher self. And the greatest path is your own experience. So if you're forever listening to people like me, and you're listening to other people all the time, you must question yourself, well, who am I? Am I just listening to everybody else's stuff, or am I actually going to do the work myself? So it comes a point that you receive all this information, but what you're going to do with it, that's the vital part. That's the big question. What are you going to do with this information? How are you now going to make a difference in this world by saying, you know what, Mark said this, I like that. Mark said that, not really for me. Good. Now you're listening. Because it's not about, oh, everything is perfect what he said. No. If you say that, I'd say, well, what about you? What about what you feel? Because many people sit down with me and say, I don't agree with that. I say, well, tell me what you feel. And they'll go, wow, that's an amazing way of looking at it. Just because we agree and we disagree, why do people get upset about that? You can disagree as much as you want, as long as you're not nasty, as long as you're not personal and aggressive and vindictive. Nothing wrong with disagreeing. In fact, we need it. It's healthy. It changes our perception. In fact, sometimes it helps us see beyond the beyond. And sometimes it gives us another perspective of how life should be. So don't ever be offended by somebody disagreeing. Or, I said this today on social media. Don't you take my right away to be offended. Just because I don't like somebody doesn't mean that, I don't like what they've said. Doesn't mean I don't have the right to be offended. Of course, I want to be and say, I don't believe in that, but I'm not going to put that person behind bars. I'm not going to say, get rid of them and let them lose their job and they don't deserve to be this and that. Never. Everybody deserves their own opinions, and I have the right to be offended, and don't you take that away from me. So try and see it as a positive if somebody disagrees. Don't see it as a negative. Say thank you and look at it. Step back. Step out of yourself. Get your ego out of the way. Step back and step into them and pretend that you are saying what they say. This is one of the things that I used to do all the time, and it works really well. I'm going to be them now, and I'm going to fight their corner. I'm going to be them and argue my point in what they're saying. It's really interesting. You should try it sometime. It's amazing. So when you're with your partner, that's another thing you can do. If your partner's saying something, stop. Say, just stop a minute. Then walk around to them, but do it in your mind. Go inside them and say what you want to say to this person here. So you pretend to be them saying it to them. It's amazing. Because then you can sometimes feel what they're saying, and all of a sudden, actually, maybe there's some truth in what they're saying. There's truth in everything, what people say. All our perceptions, what we see, there's truth in it. It's all what we're feeling at any given moment. Doesn't mean it's right or wrong, it just is what it is. And I think the acceptance is what's beautiful. I accept what you're saying. Doesn't mean I have to agree with it, but I accept what you're saying, and thank you. That way you walk a more powerful spiritual path. You really do. Or you just walk in anger, disappointment, sadness, and you never get anywhere. Because if you're in the anger, sadness, questioning why they were like that, why they're looking at me like that, then you'll never actually grow. You'll just stay where you are. And that is not what you want. It really isn't. So you have to grow above that. You have to rise above that energy. And the only person who can do that is you. So this was a few tips today. Hold your Moldavite and tektite in your hand often and feel the energy. It will absolutely clear so much away, absorb the negativity and lift you to another level, another vibration. Amazing crystals, those two to work together. So have a great day, guys. Thank you for going to Bajerski.com and buying your genuine Moldavite with tektites and all the rest of the crystals that I work with daily. Thank you for supporting me. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope to do a lot more in the coming future. It's been a little bit challenging because we're going through a transition here, guys. So I think you've figured that out already. I'd like to gift this crystal. Funnily enough, I've got it in my hand. I've been working with it the past few days. I hope you enjoy it. It's a hand or a pocket tektite, and I actually take this crystal with me when I'm in challenging moments, and it's amazing. I just hold it in my hand or put it in my pocket, and I don't know, you might even turn it into I don't know, you might just leave it in your home, you might turn it into a lovely pendant, or you might just hold it in your hand. But I'm going to gift this to somebody today. So thanks for watching. Love you all. And all you need to do under here is type in I am amazing. We'll scroll down, and whoever we choose will be sending this to you. I hope you love it as much as I loved working with it. Thank you once again. Take care, guys. I hope it helped a little bit today. Bye.